My name is Rachel. I'm the city editor for City on Hill Press. We are hosting this event because we wanted to get in touch, I guess, with the student body and hear what people thought about the LRDP and the protests and things that are going on. Obviously, there's not much of a student body here, but I think having an intimate group might generate more in-depth discussion.
I personally find it very interesting that there's the UCSC site for the LRDP and then there's LRDP resistance, but students who might be caught in the middle or who might not feel strongly against the LRDP and could benefit from it are kind of slipping through the cracks. I mean, if you look at attendance, I mean, like a big part of the people are part of the LRDP resistance movement. Do you feel like there's a lot of interest and fidelity to the school on the behalf of the student body?
I've talked to a lot of people at Square that really feel like this is a unique place, that they feel, I've heard repeated several times how special people feel to be going here, that this isn't a school that is like other places, and especially people who come from Southern California feel like they're getting to go to school in a place that's so different than where they grew up, and it's a really special opportunity. So I think that there is actually a lot of investment in the campus, more than I would have actually expected. Just people, like the physical campus and what Santa Cruz means, I don't think that's lost on people who come here even only for 4 years.
What about potential benefits of that LRDP would bring? For instance, more graduate programs would be open with that, which means we'd have more students graduating with PhDs, and education is always a very good thing.
To know that a couple of years ago, the faculty, not the administration, went on record saying they wanted to increase the student body to 15% graduate students from about 9%. And the faculty position on that, as I understood it, was that in order to be a research university and carry on as scholars, they need graduate students, not just because of funding. In fact, that wasn't the primary thing. It had to do with the very identity of a research institution, and that faculty who come to the University of California expect to be able to guide younger scholars to become researchers. So you're right, though, that I really think it's important to ask, is it true that undergraduate education is improved or not by the expansion of graduate programs?
If the sciences are more successful, these are the nationally ranked and internationally ranked programs, it makes more sense to build, things that support them if we want to get a better reputation for our school. Not necessarily, when I say support the programs that are, more successful, or internationally recognized, that doesn't mean completely forget about these other ones, but I think it makes more sense to give more money to the programs that are successful.
The real concern right now is the funding, and I think that is in some ways the bottom line for all the things that are going on, because maybe the university doesn't have the funding that it needs, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they would want to build a biomed, so they could get corporate funding. I don't even know if that's clear. Might not be clear, but funding is a huge issue.
Taking the university to court over the LRDP would not address some of the more systemic problems that I think the LRDP gives us the opportunity to organize around, and that would be what I think the best possible way to pursue your needs and your interests as a student in this university would be to learn about it, right? Go to the websites or whatever and read about it and start organizations and write papers and position papers and do interviews and write resolutions and petitions and then hold rallies and meetings and engagements and then take direct action, because all those things will fail to stop the university from doing what it wants to.
I've actually talked a lot with the Dean of Student Affairs. Her name is Annalise Fuentes. And I feel that in a lot of ways, especially for students who are actively resisting the LRDP right now, it's obviously going to be very hard to speak with people of such high authority, because administration, for example, Trent University, and just previous, examples of student activism, basically, administration has the power to expel students for activism, and if they, get out of line. And I feel that the way that the resistance is going right now is considered disobedient, and obviously that's going to create a huge disconnection.
Everyone, give yourselves a round of applause.